What is this, the Macarena?
I'm sorry.
The remix?
Oh, it's Drumline with Nick Cannon. This
It
is
ain't even
awful.
Drumline.
Wow. God almighty. All right, let's begin. So,
The CBI music.
right, this is your NIT March Madness music. So, let's start out with what could be the number one team in America, Kansas. Bill Self back on the bench after a health procedure. Kansas is now a 1 seed for the 11th time in school history. Rico, the previous 10 times, Bill Self's made it to the Elite Eight, 8 of them. They are basically guaranteed to be on the doorstep of a Final Four if they're a 1 seed. So if you're filling your brackets out, pretty good bet to keep Toucan Sam moving forward.
At least to the Elite Eight.
Yeah. Also, if you care about betting, Bill Self 24-18 against the number. They've won 11 straight games straight up as a favorite in the tourney as well. So you can look ahead. Kansas, pretty good bet to go real far.
Even without Uchi Kabuchi?
Correct. Agbaji.
Ochi Abache.
Which actually means bench warmer in Portuguese. Tom Izzo in his 25th straight NCAA tournament. But Tom Izzo's lost 3 of his last 4 games. But here's the interesting part. If you just want to watch games or bet them, how about Michigan State getting out of the Big Ten and out of these games in the 50s? In the round of 64, the over has hit in 8 straight Michigan State tournament games and is 10-1 to the over since 2011. Points, scoring, fun.
Yeah.
The opposite of Big Ten basketball.
The lack of the playing in the Big Ten and familiar foes. I can see that.
So something, and listen, for Friday, for just viewing purposes, at least we might see the opposite of their Big Ten tournament performance. All right, historically, March Madness. Favorites win on opening day. Underdogs bite back on Friday. Here's some numbers courtesy of Action Network. Since 2005, favorites 133, 115, and 8 on Thursday. You'd be up $1,000 betting $100 a game since 2016. Now, Friday, underdog day, the same $100 better. Whoa, boy. You'd be down $2,500 if you bet the favorites. 125, 143, and 3 on Friday against the number. So your dogs on Friday are the bet. Your favorites on Thursday are the bet.
This is why we like you doing this stuff.
For brackets.
And for the record, he fascinated us with all these facts in our pre-show meeting. And we're like, oh, no, you're doing this for the people.
And then in the middle of it, Cam Sutton signed. It was like a cornucopia of sports.
You will continue.
Let's talk about bum head coaches. Who are the worst coaches in this tournament straight up? No point spreads, just winning and losing. I have the 5 worst active coaches. I've eliminated the one who is playing in the NIT.
Shaka Smart?
Shaka Smart is on the list at 1-4 in the NCAA tournament.
Yes.
At Marquette.
Oh, that's a good one. Good answer.
Matt Painter not on the list.
Whoa.
I'll give you the easy. You want the easy one? Notorious. He has been coaching for 30 years. I think he's made it out of the first weekend once. Hint, the teams he coached all wear orange. Here's another hint. One
Underwood?
is Southwest, one is Midwest, one was East Coast.
Tennessee.
Rick Barnes.
Yeah, Rick Barnes.
Rick Barnes is an astounding 24-18 and never gets out of the first round.
Surprise me.
Okay?
Wow.
Pestilence.
He didn't do anything. Yeah, he didn't do much at Texas.
Tennessee, good bet not to get out. Jamie Dixon at TCU. Yes, that Jamie Dixon who used to be at Pitt, 11-9. And Fran, I'm going to intimidate the officials, McCafferty, 3-3 straight up. Here's one for the bracket people and for bettors. Should you avoid massive public sides? Now, what do we do in the system that's not a system? We want to bet teams nobody wants.
Right.
Island of misfit toys. Courtesy Action Network. Since 2005, Only 13 teams have closed with 80% of the spread bets in the tournament. Everybody's on them, right? Those 13 teams, 2-11 against the spread.
Are you serious?
And when you lower it to 75% or more of bets, those teams are 27, 40, and 2 against the number.
So you don't want to take the favorite.
You don't
According
want to
this,
take teams,
that
underdog or
everybody's
favorite,
taking.
that everyone's on.
Gotcha.
So an example, everyone and their mother's probably betting Charleston. Every drunk ass who's going to be out in Vegas go, I gotta grade up the specials, Charleston. Great.
5-12.
I'm going the other side. Oh, no part of it. Let's continue
Well, that's
along.
always funny, that guy. This is the 12 seed. Okay.
And that's where you just run the other way. All right, so you want underdogs, right? Over the past 5 NCAA tournaments, the 2 most profitable rounds for the underdogs are the first round, 83, 73, and 3. But the Sweet 16 is actually the sweet spot.
I was going to say that.
Underdogs in the Sweet 16. The last 5 years, 23, 14, and 3 against the number. That's pretty incredible.
Got a whole week to prepare. Okay.
Yeah.
And the favorite really doesn't know too much about you.
Now,
Makes
Rico
sense.
brought up the 5-12. Remember everyone, 12's always beat a 5. What if I told you 11 is the new 12 as you fill your brackets out?
Mm-hmm.
Of the seeds 10 or higher in the NCAA tournament, the 11 seed is the only one above 500 since 2010. 38 and 36 straight up since the start of the 2016 tourney as well. So they are the 11 seed wins more often than not. It is an absolute coin flip in the 6-11 matchup for your bracket purposes. All right, so here's some fun stuff now. We always talk about how things have changed, how, will a 16 get a 1 ever again? We saw Baltimore County, and we've seen a 15. Hello, Giddy Potts. I want to do a little trivia. What is the largest favorite in NCAA history?
Wow.
Largest favorite in a first-round game. Now, if any of you answer this, okay,
You know what?
if you get any of the top 3, I'm giving you credit.
Can you remember the slanderous thing that he was like, oh, Rico was at that game? And I was like, let me guess, Dr. James
No.
Naismith and the Peach Basket.
No. This is from the last 25 years.
Last 25 years. Florida, when they were on their run.
No.
No.
Not far off, though. Duke in 1999. First round game, 1-16 against Florida A&M. Duke was a 46.5-point favorite.
Then you know what?
They won by 41.
Let me go back to Duke then with Zion.
No, the next 2 are Kansas, believe it or not.
Wow. See,
You know
I
what? That makes sense, though.
1998 and 1999. Kansas was a 36.5-point favorite in the first round. They won by 60, and they won by 34.
I figured Zion and that Duke team
No.
was just unstoppable.
So just to compare now, guys, the spreads are basically half of that. The 16s aren't like they used to be, and the spreads are roughly anywhere between 18 and 21 points now. You imagine a 46.5-point spread? All right.
Why would you even bet that game?
You just don't. Your odds of filling out a perfect bracket, just in case you're wondering, according to Wallet Hub, 1 in 9.2 quintillion. I don't even know what a quintillion is.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Technically, there would be a chance. Also, this is not a good month for corporations.
Oh.
Wallet Hub estimates the hourly corporate losses amount to roughly $1.9 billion in productivity that is diverted by March Madness.
It seems like that number would change
I
because
know.
everybody works at home now. So
Makes it worse, probably.
yeah, but you were already.
They don't
your
know what you're
attention-
doing.
There it is. Cameras off, but you're not muted. No, you're watching Marquette. What tournament There's only been one tournament in the history of this sport where all number 1 seeds made it to the Final Four. Do you remember the year? And you know, Rico, it's not that old school. It's this century.
That all number 1.
Anyone got a guess?
No.
It will. I'll give you a hint. One of the greatest championship games we've ever watched.
Yeah, it was
Villanova?
the championship with Villanova and
North
North Carolina.
Carolina.
No.
It wasn't.
I said one of, not the.
Oh, my bad.
It was Memphis, Kansas, and the ill-fated free throw shooting by John Calipari's Tigers and the three-point shot that allowed it to go to OT. 2008, the only time all 4 number 1s made it. Kansas, UNC, UCLA, and Derrick Rose's Memphis team. I have more, but are we out of time?
No. One more.
Okay. This was the game Rico was at. Rico, the all-time record for scoring in a single NCAA tournament game was set by who and what school?
The all-time record.
Yep.
I'm going to go with Loyola Marymount.
No, I need the player.
Oh. I don't know.
Austin Carr, Notre Dame,
You know what?
dropped 61 in
This is sometimes-
1987.
Be careful what you ask for. It should have just ended on the last one.
He had 61 in a first-round matchup with Ohio. The closest since Austin Carr was the Admiral at Navy, David Robinson. He dropped 50 in 1987. And those are part 1 of your tourney tidbits.